From faithful love to the first king, Ruth, Samuel, and Saul. The era of the judges ended in moral confusion and spiritual darkness. Israel had the land, but they lacked direction. The people needed hope, leadership, and renewal. And once again, God began His work not through power or armies, but through quiet faithfulness. This part of the story begins with a woman named Naomi. Naomi lived in Bethlehem with her husband and 2 sons. During a severe famine, the family traveled to the land of Moab to survive. Tragedy struck Naomi's life one blow after another. Her husband died. Then both of her sons died, leaving Naomi alone with her 2 daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth. Broken and bitter, Naomi decided to return to Bethlehem. She urged her daughters-in-law to stay in Moab and start new lives. Orpah tearfully left, but Ruth refused. Ruth spoke words that would echo through history, "Where you go, I will go. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." Ruth chose loyalty over comfort, faith over security. When Naomi and Ruth arrived in Bethlehem, they were poor and dependent. Ruth went to glean leftover grain from the fields to provide food. By God's quiet guidance, she worked in the field of a man named Boaz, a relative of Naomi's late husband. Boaz noticed Ruth's kindness, humility, and devotion. He treated her with honor and protection. Naomi realized that Boaz was a kinsman redeemer, someone who could restore the family line. Through wisdom and integrity, Ruth followed Naomi's guidance. Boaz redeemed Ruth, marrying her and restoring Naomi's family. Ruth gave birth to a son named Obed. Obed became the father of Jesse. And Jesse became the father of David. Through a foreign widow, God preserved the royal line that would one day lead to the Messiah. After the quiet story of Ruth, Israel's focus returns to national leadership. A child was born to a woman named Hannah. Hannah was barren and deeply distressed. She cried out to God in prayer, promising that if God gave her a son, she would dedicate him fully to the Lord. God answered her prayer, and she gave birth to a son named Samuel. True to her promise, Hannah brought Samuel to serve in the house of the Lord under the priest Eli. Samuel grew up hearing the voice of God while Israel struggled spiritually. Eli's sons were corrupt, abusing their priestly power. One night, while Samuel was still a boy, God called his name. Thinking it was Eli, Samuel ran to him. After the 3rd time, Eli realized God was calling the child. Samuel answered, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." God spoke judgment against Eli's household and revealed that Samuel would become his prophet. Samuel grew into a powerful leader, both prophet and judge. Through Samuel, God guided Israel during a time of transition. But the people became restless. They looked at surrounding nations and demanded a king. They wanted to be like everyone else. Samuel warned them that a king would take their sons, daughters, land, and freedom. But the people refused to listen. "Give us a king," they insisted. God allowed their request, not because it was best, but because He would work through it. God led Samuel to a man named Saul, from the tribe of Benjamin. Saul was tall, handsome, and impressive in appearance. He looked like a king. Samuel anointed Saul as Israel's first king. At first, Saul showed humility. The Spirit of God came upon him, and he led Israel to military victories. But slowly, Saul's heart changed. Saul began to fear people more than God. He became impatient and disobedient. When Samuel delayed coming to offer sacrifice, Saul took matters into his own hands, something forbidden by God. Samuel confronted him and declared that Saul's kingdom would not endure. Later, God commanded Saul to completely destroy the Amalekites as judgment. Saul partially obeyed, sparing their king and the best livestock. He justified his actions with excuses. Samuel spoke powerful words: "To obey is better than sacrifice." Because of Saul's repeated disobedience, God rejected him as king. The Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and his heart was filled with fear and jealousy. Though Saul remained on the throne for a time, his kingdom was already falling apart from within. God instructed Samuel to anoint a new king, one chosen not by appearance, but by heart. This marked the end of Saul's rise and the beginning of a greater story yet to come. This part of the Bible reveals deep truths. God values faithfulness over power, obedience over image, humility over pride. Ruth's quiet loyalty, Samuel's listening heart, and Saul's tragic downfall all point to one lesson. God looks at the heart. Israel had asked for a king like the nations. God would now raise a king after his own heart. And that king's name was David. The story continues. As time moves forward, Elon Musk's life becomes less about building companies and more about carrying consequences. Every idea he touches now influences governments, economies, and the future direction of humanity. The scale is enormous, and so is the pressure. Success no longer brings relief. It brings responsibility multiplied. Elon understands that innovation at this level attracts resistance. Not because the ideas are wrong, but because they threaten comfort, power, and tradition. Industries built over decades feel challenged. Systems designed for the past struggle to adapt to the future. And whenever the future moves faster than people expect, fear follows. Yet Elon continues with the same mindset that guided him as a young outsider. Reduce problems to first principles. Strip away assumptions. Rebuild from truth, not habit. That way of thinking allows him to see solutions others miss. It also isolates him, because most people prefer certainty over possibility. As SpaceX advances, the focus shifts from experimentation to endurance. Long-term survival on Mars is not about landing once. It is about living there permanently. Food systems. Water recycling. Radiation protection. Psychological resilience. Elon pushes teams to think not in missions, but in generations. A civilization must be able to survive even when Earth cannot help. At the same time, Tesla's role evolves. It is no longer just about electric vehicles. It is about autonomy, energy storage, and reshaping how cities move. Elon believes transportation should be safe, clean, and intelligent. Autonomous systems, when perfected, could save millions of lives. But perfection takes time, data, and relentless iteration. Mistakes still happen. Accidents still occur. Critics grow louder. But Elon does not retreat. He believes retreat is more dangerous than criticism. Progress slows when fear dictates decisions. Artificial intelligence continues to accelerate faster than most institutions can understand. Elon's warnings are not about panic. They are about preparation. He believes AI will surpass human intelligence, and when it does, alignment will matter more than control. Neuralink, despite controversy, represents his attempt to ensure humans are not left behind in their own creations. Elon's personal life remains largely misunderstood. Public attention focuses on headlines, not the hours. Not the sleepless nights. Not the constant decision-making where there are no safe answers. He has admitted that leadership at this level is lonely. Responsibility isolates. Vision separates. But the mission keeps him moving. He often speaks about meaning. Not happiness. Meaning. Elon believes happiness fades when comfort is threatened, but meaning survives struggle. That belief explains why he chooses the hardest problems available. Climate collapse. AI risk. Interplanetary survival. These are not profitable challenges in the short term. They are necessary ones. As years pass, Elon Musk becomes less interested in convincing others. Results speak louder than arguments. Rockets landing upright after returning from space once looked impossible. Now they are expected. Electric cars once felt niche. Now they define the industry. Internet from space once sounded absurd. Now it connects the unreachable. The pattern repeats. Ridicule. Resistance. Reality. Elon Musk does not claim to be right about everything. He claims something more dangerous. That humanity must try. That refusing to act is the greatest risk of all. He believes future generations will not ask whether we were comfortable. They will ask whether we were brave. And so the work continues. More tests. More failures. More refinements. Progress measured not in applause, but in capability. Each improvement increases humanity's chances, even if it goes unnoticed. One day, Elon Musk will step back. Every builder eventually does. But the systems he is shaping are designed to move forward without him. That is his real goal. Not to be remembered, but to make himself unnecessary. Because true success, in his mind, is not being needed forever. It is building something strong enough to survive without you. His story is not about genius. It is about endurance. Not about confidence. But commitment. And as long as there are problems worth solving, as long as the future remains uncertain, the mindset that drives Elon Musk will remain relevant. Question assumptions. Accept risk. Learn fast. Keep going. The future does not promise safety. It only offers possibility. And possibility belongs to those willing to build when nothing is guaranteed. As Elon Musk moves deeper into the future, one truth becomes clearer with every passing year. The problems he is trying to solve are bigger than any single lifetime. Climate collapse, artificial intelligence, planetary survival, these are not projects with finish lines. They are responsibilities handed from one generation to the next. Elon often says that progress is fragile. Civilizations rise, peak, and disappear. Technology can save humanity, but it can also destroy it if used without wisdom. That awareness shapes every decision he makes. Speed matters, but direction matters more. Power matters, but alignment matters most. SpaceX begins shifting from experimentation to preparation. The question is no longer, can we reach Mars? The question becomes, can humans live there and thrive? Elon pushes teams to think about children born on another planet, about laws beyond Earth, about culture, psychology, and identity in space. Mars is not just a destination. It is a test of whether humanity can start again, wiser than before. On Earth, Tesla's mission continues to evolve. Factories become more efficient. Batteries become cheaper. Energy storage becomes more widespread. Elon believes energy independence is freedom. A world powered by clean energy is a world less controlled by conflict. Less dependent on scarcity. More resilient against chaos. Autonomy remains one of the hardest challenges. Teaching machines to understand reality is not simple. Every mistake is amplified. Every success is questioned. Elon insists on patience. He believes safe autonomy will arrive through relentless learning, not shortcuts. Millions of small improvements, invisible to the public, slowly change what is possible. Artificial intelligence accelerates faster than most people realize. Elon's concern deepens, not because AI is evil, but because it is powerful. Power without alignment is dangerous. He supports open discussion, regulation, and global awareness. Not to slow innovation, but to guide it. He believes the greatest risk is ignorance combined with speed. Neuralink advances quietly. Away from hype. Away from noise. The focus remains medical first. Restoring movement. Treating neurological disorders. Giving people their lives back. Elon sees this as the beginning of human augmentation, but he insists that empathy must come before ambition. Technology should serve humanity, not redefine it without consent. Public opinion continues to swing. Some call Elon a savior. Others call him a threat. He ignores both extremes. Praise distracts. Hate motivates critics, not builders. Elon stays anchored to outcomes. Does the rocket work? Does the system scale? Does the solution reduce risk? Everything else is noise. He knows history is unfair to innovators while they are alive. Visionaries are rarely comfortable figures. They challenge systems that benefit many people. Resistance is inevitable. Elon accepts that being misunderstood is the price of moving first. Privately, he speaks often about time. About urgency. He believes humanity does not have unlimited chances. Environmental damage compounds. AI capability accelerates. Global instability increases. Waiting feels irresponsible. Action, even imperfect action, feels necessary. As years go by, Elon Musk becomes less visible and more influential at the same time. Systems take over. Teams grow stronger. Processes mature. His goal is not dependence on a single mind. His goal is momentum that survives leadership changes, market crashes, and political shifts. He believes the true measure of success is not wealth or fame. It is whether the future becomes safer because you existed. Whether options expanded. Whether hope became practical. One day, rockets will leave Earth regularly. Cities may rise on another planet. Clean energy may power most of civilization. Humans may coexist with machines more intelligently than we fear today. If that future arrives, it will not feel dramatic. It will feel normal. That is how real progress works. First it is mocked. Then it is feared. Then it is accepted. Finally, it is expected. Elon Musk's story reminds us that the future is not shaped by optimism alone. It is shaped by effort under pressure. By people willing to accept responsibility instead of comfort. By those who choose long-term survival over short-term applause. His journey is still unfinished. Because the future is still unfinished. And maybe that is the most important lesson of all. That humanity is a work in progress. And progress belongs to those who refuse to stop building.